Welcome, everyone. This is Craft Beer Blab. My name is Gunnar Soros, and as always, my co-host is Jonah D. Pasquale. We're here talking craft beers tonight. We'll be talking about barley wine, as well as we will be attempting to have a pour-off if certain other members of the Craft Beer Blab community come in. The plan was to have a little friendly competition, and I see Eric Rushmiller Foundation just jumped in, so he's one of the people that are excited about this pour-off that we were going to attempt to have. How are you doing, Jonah?
Gunnar, excellent. Again, a big shout out to the Craft Beer Blab audience. Hey, don't forget, tell a little bird. You can share this out also on Facebook. And again, if you know any friends or colleagues that are into craft beer or all things craft beer related, please give us a share. That would be greatly appreciated. Your host, Gunnar Soros, a.k.a. Anello Grande. Give him a follow, Craft Beer Lover Cyclist. And, of course, myself, Jonah Di Pasquale, cyclist and also a beer aficionado. This show tonight, a couple great things I know Gunnar has in store for you. He's been throwing a bunch of different hop topics my way, so I'll try to volley back and forth. And again, thank you so much to the people that are just jumping in now. I saw Hannah. Hannah subscribed earlier today, but I do want to thank Zoe Belcher. Hey, what's going on, Zoe? Thanks for coming in. Eric, obviously, good to see you. Oh, awesome. Come on in. We'll see what Zoe's got going on. And hey, Tommy K, good to see you, Tommy K. Tommy K up in my neck of the woods, roughing it through the blizzard of Oz. So he's hello, Zoe.
Hey guys, I have my husband Matt here, who's really my beer drinker.
Hello. Hey guys. Awesome.
We're brand new to Blab, so I said to him tonight, I said, I found a topic that I think works well for us.
Yeah, no, that's
absolutely awesome. Welcome. Very good. That's cool. Like the tandem blabbers, very, very fun. Yeah. Great. Awesome. Well, welcome. And as I said, Craft Beer Blab, we're here every Tuesdays. I'm the co-host, so good to see you. Oh, awesome. Leanne Isaacson in the house. Good to see you, Leanne. Thank you for joining in. And again, if you do have any questions, if you want to ask questions, if you go to the right corner, if you hit /, you can actually see where it says send a message. If you hit /, you'll see a number of different cues, which is really cute, really cool. They added to the UX, so now you can /Q. You can do a little shrug. You can flip the tabletop. There's light mode. There's all kinds of cool stuff. So that's actually kind of sweet. Yeah, we don't know where Ryan is. That's a good question.
Yeah, I haven't seen him yet.
So, again, welcome everyone. You're on. How many episodes is this of Craft Beer? I think we've lost count.
Yeah, I think I've lost count too. I haven't been keeping track of episodes per se. That's just been one of those things that is. Yeah. Eric
said not enough.
Nice.
All right. Well, take us to the bridge, Captain. Where are we headed with this show tonight?
Well, first, let's. I had a couple of things to talk about as far as hop topics.
Okay.
First is a really cool app that I found, and I actually found this from a competitor's blab. There's a couple of guys that blab under Transatlantic Brews.
Okay.
That's actually a pretty interesting show because one guy's in, I believe it's Ottawa, and one guy's in the UK.
Okay.
They get together. I don't know if it's once a week or every couple of weeks, but they'll get together and they'll talk about beers on either side of the pond. So I mean that's kind of something that's worth tuning into if you ever get a chance to. So I happened to watch a replay of theirs, and they talked about this app that I thought was really interesting. And so what it is, it's called Craft Check app. And it's on iOS, and I think they're working on one for Android. And I just put the link to Craft Check app in the comments there. If you get it, what it does is that it gives you for your iPhone, it gives you where you can scan the bottle, and then it'll tell you whether or not it's an actual craft beer or if it's somebody that's been bought at a larger company. It's not a real company. So kind of interesting. Download it, see if you like it. Getting some weird audio issues. I'm not sure where that's coming from.
Yeah, we got a couple people calling in. Looks like Debbie White wants to jump in as well, and she's going to jump in. So, yeah, no, I have it. Hey, Debbie, welcome to Craft Beer Lab. How are you?
Hi, fine, thank you.
All right. So we're talking about our hot topics, and every show, Gunnar and I kind of go through the week and pull out different topics that are relevant, that are in the news about craft beer and such like that. There was a couple other ones that I did send. I sent you one earlier, and I'm trying to go back in my notes and see exactly. There were so many that we talked about earlier today. But I know that we talked about, did you see Oscar Blues, by the way? Did you see that one? That was an interesting article. They were sending canned water to Flint. Flint, Michigan is a the Oscar Blues in Longmont, Colorado announced May 11th on Facebook they're sending 50,000 cans of fresh water. Yes. It's a part of the Canned Aid Foundation, which is pretty cool. And that's pretty awesome, you know. And again, the basically stating that the water, they call it Flint Water Interagency Coordinating Committee. It was a long-term solution to the Flint water situation ongoing and public health concerns affecting the residents. Very, very cool. And this based on the massive flooding. So kind of cool that Oscar Blues is giving back. So I'd say that's a pretty valid hot topic right there.
Yeah. Well, and you know, it's great. And I know that Anheuser-Busch, they've done it in the past too, where they'll send out cans of water to places that are in need of water, either like after hurricanes or after things that happen. And it, you know, once again, cans are a great way to keep things. Eric's got a great hat on there. Nice.
This is actually, Leanne sent me this. This is actually made from material from her Aussie underwear. And, oh, sorry, Leanne. I am. Oh, does it look Aussie now? I got a side up. I am really excited, man. And you have got. Let's start tweeting this out. Everybody, please, in the thing, tweet this out. Get as many people in here. You guys have got quite a crowd tonight because it's the pour-off.
Yeah, we'll see who.
And you know I'm excited.
Yeah.
As always, I've brought 3 different mugs. People can, because I don't want anybody saying that I didn't have the right mug or whatever, glass. So I'll let people vote on that. And I have some other surprises that we'll talk about later. But right now, I want you guys to get the show going back. Please, everybody up on top, tweet it out. We got to get a lot of people. It's the pour-off tonight. Woo!
The pour-off tonight. Nice. That was insane.
Too much, Eric. Always good. So, you know, again, we did have the Oscar Blues give back, and you were talking about Anheuser-Busch doing that as well. But and actually, I did not know that is that you're saying Anheuser-Busch had done that a couple times previously.
Yeah, before I want to say Hurricane Sandy. I think they sent a bunch of. Like, I don't know how many, you know, thousands or whatever. But I know that they've done it in the past. And it's a great thing to do. You know, first off, cans are relatively inexpensive. And it makes, you know, obviously it makes the water portable. And it just, you know, they have the facilities. They can just pour fresh water from their taps very easily into the cans, and they can just send it right out. So I think, you know, whoever is doing it, I think it's great that Oscar Blues is doing it. It just shows that to me, it shows for a smaller company that, you know, they really have their heads in the right places.
Right.
And kind of a little segue, since we did talk about Anheuser-Busch there just a little bit. I did come across an article, I think it was today, in which the Anheuser-Busch, the big Anheuser-Busch, you know, the global company in Europe has kind of been involved in, or is accused of, a huge tax I don't know if it's tax evasion, but apparently not paying taxes and hiding certain funds as companies within them that may or may not exist. And I hate like harping on these big companies like that, but to me, it's just another example of a large corporation that, when it comes down to it, all they're interested in is making that bottom line. And no matter how they do it, whether it's just producing cheap beer, buying craft beer companies and putting out, subpar stuff, or taking part in questionable tax practices.
Right. Well, and as a matter of fact, one of the things that cracked me up, and talk about social media and search engine optimization and all that gobbledygook, the top beer searched was like Bud Light or something ridiculous. Did you see that? I sent that to you. The beers were like just so god awful. Like, I mean, I don't, and I honestly, people in our audience, I would tell you, I believe without question that these results are skewed. I mean, I cannot believe that half of the beers that made the most searched, according to these stats, and I can probably dig it up here in a few minutes, but I don't know if you saw that, Gunnar, but I thought it was pretty ridiculous.
I didn't see. I guess I didn't see that one, but yeah, that, like Rush Miller, Eric says, who did the survey or the article? It could just be that the large corporations make up a survey and put it out. And of course, if they survey their drinkers, well, of course, then their brand is going to be up on top. It's kind of like, I wouldn't be surprised if Sierra Nevada did a similar poll in their tap room and said, hey, what's your favorite brand of beer? And hey, look, their brand comes out on top. So,
well, of course, yeah. After a few free beers, of course they're going to save that brand.
Right.
Let's see here. I'm trying to find it here. Google Trends. Oh, here you go. It's Google Trends. Google.com/trends/top charts. Here we go. I got it. Oh, this is gonna kill you. And my head is gonna start spinning here, so I apologize. Ready for this? The people, you're not gonna believe this. All right, Bud Light Mixtail, Ghost Beer, which is actually one of the beers I was talking about, grapefruit beer. Number 4, 805 beer. Let's see. Number 5, Sweetwater 420. Number 6, Blue Moon. Abita Purple Haze, which I've had. It's just fantastic. Wild Blue Beer, Skull, and good old number 10, Champagne of Beers, Miller Lite. Can I get some snaps? Oh, yeah. But it's just, I think back to your point of the larger corporations and not really caring. Yeah, Tommy K, he's like Sweetwater 420, like it, nice, perfect. So like I said, those are definitely some good ones. Did you have any more hot topics? I think those are all of the ones that I had. I'm just trying to check my notes here.
I don't think so. I mean, other than please check out that Craft Check app, because I thought it was really interesting. Again, you bring it up on your phone, and they are working on an Android version. But craftcheckapp.com, or on the App Store, Craft Check app, and you just scan the barcode of the beer that you're thinking of getting, and it'll give you basically like a thumbs up, hey, this is craft, or a thumbs down, hey, this is crafty. They're trying to just take your money. And they are pretty on top of it, because I didn't scan it, but I did enter in manually, like Ballast Point, or this other one. I can't think of the other one, but I just manually entered it in, and it says, hey, that's not truly craft beer anymore. They're doesn't say exactly who they're owned by, but it just says that's not exactly what you think you're getting. So kind of interesting.
Well, if you're gonna throw me a gutter ball like that, audience, check out the link that I posted up. The Washington Post just put this up. Now, guys, bear with me. I am a New Yorker. I am from upstate New York, and I don't know about you, but let me just say, folks, I know there's been some times, Eric Rush Miller Foundation, that have been down and out. Tommy K drinking freaking Yingling. Anyway, take a look at this link. They actually go through the cheap cans of beer rank. Now, guys, I know we say this is craft beer, but we've all been there. I'm just proud to say that a couple of my alma maters, Jenny made it in there. As you know, there's a local brewery up here, and don't hate, man. I know the theory. It's like, oh, they make the beer out of the Genesee River, whatever. But I did find that to be fairly entertaining. From time to, from and the funny thing is, I don't know about you, Gunnar, but I think the embarrassing thing about it is a good number of those beers I've actually at one time or another have consumed and said, well, these aren't really that bad. In fact, oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Listen to this, audience. Did you see, Gunnar, I don't know if you just caught this. They are now talking about the discrepancy of labeling things craft beer. And in fact, I think they're saying, I just when I was heading out the door today, I was gonna send it to you, but I read an article and they were talking about how the word craft beer is getting abused, and one of the aficionados or experts pushed back, and it was the whole terminology between how you can justify something that is a craft beer, and this being kind of a home brewer, is the amount of barrels that they make is right? Is that what I understand? Right, the amount of barrels they make. So like for example, in your neighborhood, you've got Surly. So like, what would you say, for our audience out there, how much are they annual? I mean, how many gallons are they producing per year roughly? I mean, is it, do you know? Or?
Yeah, I don't know. I should be able to tell you because I'm such a fanboy, but I don't know how many barrels they produce every year. And I do know that, what you're alluding to, the brewers, there's a craft brewers association that they kind of set the guidelines of what makes craft beer, and part of it is how many barrels they produce. They can't make more than a certain amount, and then they have to be independently owned, and I think they can't use a whole lot of adjuncts, and adjuncts are ingredients that are not water, malt, yeast, and hops. So like some people use rice,
slurm,
and so you can add stuff to beers, and it's been done for a long time, and they kind of have to relax some of these because even craft brewers like say Surly, right, they may have a recipe that uses more rice in it than malt. But there is a group that says, okay, well, we define what craft beer is. The drawback is that there's nobody other than them that really police it. And so, Miller or Budweiser, they could come out with a beer and call it craft beer. They're not going to get in trouble for doing this. It's just this other group of people saying, hey, you can't call yourself craft beer.
Right.
What are they? They have no real way other than being vocal about it.
Isn't it like, like French's mustard, claiming that they're the world's #1 mustard? I mean, I've always been, enjoying the hot or the hamburger by the grill in the summertime, and I'm looking at the side of the bottle, and honestly, I mean, we laugh about it, saying it's like voted America's #1 mustard. I'm like, I go, where the hell was I when somebody was saying what's the number? I mean, dude, not for nothing, I hate yellow mustard. It is what it is. I mean, I like Nance's or Brown's or spicy anyway. But like, right, it's the same concept with these companies that are sitting there saying, hey, we're the best, craft. Well, first of all, they're saying they're a craft brew, and I will agree with you, and I do feel like one of the culprits of that is like restaurants. Restaurants don't want to necessarily say they just have like normal like tap beer, but they've got like we have craft beer, and like when you get there, you're like, craft beer, like, really? How do you call PBR craft beer? Like, you got to be kidding. Yeah. So, it's a whole different. Anyway, so
no, yeah. Well, and that to me, it kind of shoehorns into kind of the whole, the old. It used to be called microbrews, and again, there was no real definition, or nobody said, okay, well, this exactly is a microbrew, and it's kind of the same thing. So now it's called craft beer instead of microbrews. I don't know when they decided to change the name.
Yeah, good point. No, I agree with that. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
It's just one of those things. You can call something anything you want. Tommy's coming in. I know he just had a beer explosion, so. Here you, Tommy.
Okay.
There you go.
So this freaking bottle just exploded everywhere.
Oh no!
And I have like this much left.
No, geez.
It's all over my keyboard. It's like everywhere.
You spent like $20 on that, and now it's all over the place, and you get $3. Hey, I just drink it out of the bottle.
I can't
finish it off.
Hey, yeah, and audience, just so you know, today was on Twitter trending was Kiss a Ginger Day. So if you could just reach forward and give Tommy K a kiss. Kiss a ginger.
Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Right back at you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you.
There you go. Jumped right off. Silly boy.
All right. So do you have any other hop topics? I do have one last thing. I just wanted to give a shout out to there's a company called highhoppage.com. They make a whole bunch of stickers and t-shirts and cool stuff. They also have like a ring that's also a bottle opener.
Nice.
That's kind of cool. But give them a check out. I had gotten some stickers from them a while ago to put on my bikes and put on my toolbox and stuff. So
nice.
Good stuff.
Cool. The ring, you say, okay, so one more thing. So the ring, it's a ring that's a bottle opener?
Yes, it's an actual, in fact, I got one right here. So usually I put it on my thumb because my fingers aren't very big. But then you can actually just pop open your beer with it.
I have a pair of brass knuckles. That's a bottle opener too.
Nice.
I just bought them. I thought they're great.
Dude, I like the earphones, man. You're getting all boss. You got like the big beard and earphones, man.
I didn't have any earphones, so I had to go buy these. I just bought them.
You're looking all professional. I mean, I got these like feeble Apple earbuds, man. We can't even compete anymore.
I can't find my earbuds. I wish I could. The earbuds are the shit.
Right. I know, seriously. All right, so you with what little beer you have in that bottle, are you able to kind of jump in the pour off here, my friend, or what?
Yeah, it's this much beer and like that much foam after it exploded everywhere. So I mean,
why don't
fuck it, I'll try
pour
it.
off time.
We'll give you the
pour off. Hold on, I gotta get my Aussie hat on. This is made.
Is that what it's called?
This is made from Leanne's underwear. She sent it up Federal Express. Hold on. I'm probably getting direct message right now on Twitter with a. Do I look Aussie, mate? G'day.
G'day, mate.
Oh, she'll do it right here. She's already called me a deek. Okay.
Yeah, you were definitely getting
Doesn't matter now. Listen, I see. Does everybody have their bottle ready? I've been waiting for this all week. Okay, not.
Settle down,
Gunner.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. Okay, you got yours. All right, Jonah. Okay, I need to know: should I pour in the Mount Bachelor cup? Should I pour in the Murphy's Stout cup? That's from Cork, Ireland. Or should I pour from the Guinness cup, which was bought at the Guinness Brewery?
None of the above. Pour in your hat.
But then we can't see how well he poured.
That's dumb. It's like a hanging chicken.
That's cute.
Okay, now all you amateurs, because I know that there's going to be all kinds of, this technicality, that technicality, all that kind of stuff. So I got a professional grade bottle.
Ooh.
So
Shamrock.
this is right from our brewery here in town. And so
Nice.
it's big. This is going to be a professional pour. It's going to be very difficult because this is heavy. It's full. I haven't even opened it.
All right.
I think I'm going to go with the Guinness because it has a little taper there that I think is going to help me in this contest.
Whatever helps you out there, old timer. Let's get this ball rolling.
All right, hold on. Let me open this up.
I think you're getting heckled from Jim Collison. Jim Collison saying right from the bottle. He's a man after my heart. He wants you to just do the shotgun blitz, like trigger finger out and take your deep.
I've got a lot of things I could say about head and all that kind of stuff, but this is a family show. Leanne, your hat doesn't work very well. Okay. Maybe I'll look like Jacqueline Onassis on the beach. All right.
Something.
All right, let me get this back so you get a good view. I don't want anybody whining. Okay. This is.
Are we going at the same time?
No,
it's a pour off. No? Okay.
No, I thought
okay. We all. Do we have like a score sheet or something? I need a pen.
Well, we got the comment box.
Okay.
So.
All right.
I think it's the comment box for sure.
I think.
I think it's definitely the comment box for sure.
I mean, you guys should have the pleasure of going last. Tommy?
Okay.
I don't care.
Yes, the audience votes, by the way. This is
audience votes. Shall we say 1 through 5 or 1 through 10?
1 through 10.
Okay. 1 through 10.
All right.
So 10 is the best. 1 is the worst.
Okay.
So
Here
much
goes
foam
crap.
here.
I'm going to give you props the whole time just to distract you.
Are we under like a time restraint? Do we have a time limit on this?
No. This is the pour.
Just give your best pour.
This is gonna suck.
He's discounting already.
Very distracting. Very distracting. Wow. Nice.
Oh,
Okay.
Dude, look at. Yeah. Okay.
See?
All right. Not bad. In plastic, that's definitely style points right there.
Okay. If everybody could rate that, 1 to 10. 10 being the best pour you've ever seen.
Yeah,
1 being lousy. I know what I'm going to get.
Let's see it, audience.
There'll be a 1 involved, I'm sure.
I know. All right, put it up, man. Put it up.
Everybody, give Tommy Crowder their score.
Oh,
10.
thanks, Jonah. 8.
This is it, right?
Well, thank you, Gunner. That was nice. And to you, Mr. Rush. That was awesome. Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
okay. All right. So we got
Thanks, guys.
7,
Dan?
9 for the
I'm
plastic.
digging that.
No, he ought to get a -9.
Thank you. I like
Right,
it.
see, that's
Good-looking beer.
That's what I took points
Yes.
off for was the plastic.
Should we write these down real quick? I'm going to Photoshop these real quick. Hold on.
Well, no, they're not going to delete them out until it's their time. 3 off, pass the cup. Thank you. All right.
Dan, you already said 7, Dan. I'm sorry, buddy. Taking
Right,
your,
but that's minus 3.
Yeah.
You would have gotten a 10.
Right.
If you could all be quiet. If you could all be quiet. I'm going to be taking these out because I don't need any heckling.
Here she goes, ladies and gentlemen.
He has to concentrate. The fact that he's excited about that hat is hilarious. When we come back, I think Leanne's gonna like block him on every social platform she knows. Look at him. He said too slow. Oh, that's awesome.
His arthritis is about to kick in here real soon.
Jim is killing me, dude. Jim's the man. He's like too slow. I think he's doing it on purpose, though. I really think he's worried about it.
He spilled. Anybody see the spill?
I did.
He spilled.
I didn't see the film. I'll take your word for it. Close to top points.
Look, he's putting his earbuds in now.
He spilled.
Where?
I saw a drip.
You tell me where. There is nothing on that table.
Go back up.
I'll lift that table if you see. You're just
Family
looking
show.
at my crotch, Crowder. Give me a break. There isn't even something on the side. Nothing on the side here.
I don't know.
I think-
It is a delicious.
Leanne says you get disqualified for the hat.
Oh,
Give me a break. Give me a break. All right, rate it. Thank you.
what
2
the
points
hell?
off for the hat. I'm still ahead of. And 1 for the slowness. So Crowder and I are tied.
Oh, look at that, 7.5. There you go. See, you're getting some love. You're getting some love in
All
there.
right. Thank you, people. You're good people.
You
Everyone
got a
here-
5. You
I'm
got
going to give you a 5. That just totally brought you
Let
down.
me just say, I think that's the winner right there.
You got a 2. A fucking 2.
Oh my! You gave me a 2. All right, let me get up here.
Mine is 38.
Buzz Mark, give me a break. I am going to find out who you are behind that HC advertising. I'm following you on
Oh my
every
god.
social media platform
That's our-
possible.
That's the next show co-host right there, Gunner. You need to get her.
Right, yeah.
Oh my god.
Nice.
That was
Rousing.
fantastic.
That was good. That was great.
I don't
Oh,
think it
yeah.
was that funny. That wasn't
I
that
do.
good.
I do.
Zoe and
All right.
Have
All
been-
right. Okay, who's up? Jonah? No, Jonah really
Oh,
kind of
Jonah
has
can
to
go.
go last. He is.
no way. No way. I got
Dude,
it.
you have been chumping it every week for the last month and a half.
Oh, here it goes.
Look at that. Oh, we-
Look at that direct set.
Oh, no.
was
Is
it
there
flat?
even any head?
Was it flat? Was that a
You-
flat beer?
yeah,
I
you
didn't see
let that
anything.
sit out with
What the hell was that?
That's exactly what you did. You let that sit out. No, you get another beer bottle.
You
No,
totally just worked
technical.
it.
I'm calling a technical foul. That's a charging foul. There is nothing worse, Di
No way,
Pasquale, than to cheat a beer blab. That is
What are you talking
ridiculous.
about?
Erroneous.
Dude, maybe
Dude,
if I had like a
you-
ridiculous.
You let that sit out since the last time you poured that same bottle.
No, I didn't. I did not. I'm telling you, I just got this
Hold on,
tonight.
Gunner, cheat at beer blab. Thank you.
holy
If
cow.
you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah.
All right. That was my effort. All right, Gunnar, what do you got? What do you got? What do you
Here,
got?
no, hold on. We got to vote. Everybody vote.
Nobody scored. Yeah.
We got to vote.
I
All right,
No, if that was true, then that was amazing.
negative 20. Oh my
yes,
god!
because I'm throwing the vote. Fine. If it's real, it's a 9. If it's fake, which I believe it is, I think you cheated.
What?
I think you cheated, and I'm calling you out on it in front of everybody. But
All right,
if you didn't cheat,
hold that thought.
okay, let's just let Gunner go. All right. Oh, he's got to come back now. But
Yeah, we got it.
I mean, come on, Gunner. You're kind of you're the king here. What do you think? You think that was legit, or do you think he was maybe pulling our leg a little bit?
I don't know. It did seem a little flat. I mean,
It seemed
I mean,
flat.
so I would take off some points because there wasn't very much head to it. But I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, Dan, I think it was flat root beer or something like that. I'd like to see what kind of beer it is. And was it the barley wine? I don't know. Okay, here we go. Oh, and look, he's angry. He's got the angry face. This is before the race. This is the
He's got a brand
Okay.
new
Unopened.
of Genesee.
I think he's getting the gold medal. I mean, he's got the eye of the tiger.
Right, he's going for something.
Thank you.
All right, let's see it. Here we go.
Okay.
Report, Dan. Report.
All right.
So we're gonna cross off that last vote, and this will be the new one.
If this is
Here it goes. Right into it.
Oh!
Oh.
There's so.
I'm gonna have a stroke. God. Exactly.
I think there's something wrong with my camera.
Is that what it is?
My camera's broken.
Yeah, my camera's broken too.
Mine too.
Wait,
Holy
can you look at 5 head?
Yeah.
I think
Holy
Wow. Okay, everybody. Now that we've seen the honest pour, go ahead and vote. give it your best. Thank you. I'm gonna give him.
if that was in the plastic, I think it would have had a better chance. I seriously.
Yeah, in the plastic.
God.
0.5. Yeah, see,
Is that a 0.5? Is that a 0.5 rush?
Yeah. It's a 0.5. I'm not going to go negative, and I don't want to give him, 0. I think that's. I mean, he came back
-4.
Guys, killing me.
Okay, we're going on almost 2 months of chumping pours, and
know,
that
yeah.
was even with your tweet today, Gunner, giving him the YouTube channel. I want you to hold up that other bottle and see what the cheating bottle was.
This one?
that was AJ's Beer Warehouse.
This is the barley wine. This is the Naked Dove barley
Fill
wine.
that up.
Okay, so do you have another one of those unopened?
No.
Okay, all right. Yeah, AJ's is gonna be pissed.
No, that was this pour. That was the first one.
That would have. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Gunner, I guess you're up.
Gunner's up.
Okay. Well, we'll give it a try here. I did open this just a couple
Okay,
minutes
let's
ago.
see the glass again. Okay. All right.
Is that a wine glass?
It is a stemless wine glass.
Oh yeah.
I think it's between Crowder and Gunner right now.
Oh, that's good. No, that's quality.
That's a good pour. That's a good pour.
There you
Crowder
go.
and Gunner.
Yeah, you're out there, Chief.
It's the hat.
Although
guys-
it could be the Barleywine style doesn't give it very much head because usually I try to do a little aggressive.
Yeah, everybody's voting 8,
It's the hat.
9, 8.5,
Yeah.
8.
I'll give you. I'm going to give you an 8.5 because I think it should have gone up maybe a little higher in the
8.
glass.
Yeah,
Right.
that was a good pour. That was a good pour, dude.
Woo! Thank you.
I think Gunner's got it, hands down. Nice job,
There we
Gunner.
go.
Well, it was a good effort by everyone. I think we had a very healthy competition there.
Okay. I don't know. I think like at least a weekly or monthly pour off is a great idea. This was a lot of fun.
Well,
And
we've got to practice now.
Definitely.
yeah,
Definitely.
if everybody could just send Jonah a practice beer. Brilliant. It couldn't have worked better. And on the whole reason why we had the pour off.
Right.
Yeah, because we felt bad for giving him so much grief every week about his pour.
Yeah, guys, it's all good. Somebody's got to be the heel of all the jokes. It's okay. It's all right. No
Okay.
problem.
I'm out.
Have you guys had this?
I haven't had that. Carrix. Never heard of it. So is that local to where you're at, or?
No, it's a California beer.
Okay.
Where I saw it somewhere when I was in the. Pennsylvania's weird because they don't have like liquor stores. Like their liquors at one store and then their beers at another store.
Oh, okay.
It's not together. Where did I see that? I just saw it.
So, yeah, HCHCA advertised that PA liquor stores always double as strip clubs. Nice. So, I guess to the point of talking about barley wines. I mean, Gunner, would you said you had a couple kind of on stash. I mean, what's your initial take on a barley wine?
Well, this one is supposed to be an English style barley wine.
Okay.
Is interesting because it's not supposed to. So I did a little bit of research for this show. So apparently there's the original or the English style of barley wine, and then there's the American barley wine. And kind of like IPAs, American barley wines tend to be a lot hoppier. And so what people do is that they cellar them or age them for a year, 2 years, 5 years. And what happens is that usually the hop presence drops from the flavor, and then it allows the alcohol to kind of mellow and then give the malt and the sweetness kind of a presence coming forward. And it kind of changes the flavor of it. Now, that being said, this Summit, it's called Old Blackguard by Summit Brewing in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Again, local brewery. They put this out, and it's an English style, and it is very much malt forward. So there's a sweetness and a maltiness to it. Kind of similar to some stouts, but without the roastiness to it, I guess you could say. But definitely very sweet. And also, barley wines tend to be higher in alcohol. So this is about 10%. I do have, and I don't know if I'll open it later. We'll see how it goes. But I do have this Bigfoot from Sierra Nevada, which is a, where's my camera? It's a 2014 bottle, so it is a couple years old. It is a California or American style, so it's supposed to be hoppier. It'll be interesting if I finish this and we get into another one of kind of comparing the two flavors.
Yeah,
because I had them both before.
Yeah. Again, having spent a good majority of the time, with IPAs and such, I've definitely found it to be to your point, a different taste. I believe the bomber that I ended up having filled was of a company called Naked Dove, and I think it's very much along the same lines of that English style. It does have that malty sweet undertone, very good, but again, the one thing about barley wines, to your point, is I said it is a high alcohol content. I think this particular is 10%. So I mean, as far as something you're going to regularly drink, probably not. The one thing also too about barley wines that I did glean from the folks at AJ's was that it is seasonal. So their point was you probably will not find a brewer that does a barley wine year round. And Gunnar, you brought up a good point where it is something that is obviously seasonal. So they're doing this in batch quantities, et cetera, et cetera. So, again, I think overall, what is it initially mistake? Was Eric Rushmiller Foundation had a question. He said, what wasn't it initially a mistake like some stouts? That I don't know. Gunnar, do you know what he's referring to? Yeah,
I don't know if they originally. I mean, so. The name barley wine comes from, I believe, in the 1800s. These brewers wanted to make a beer, and specifically for the elites or the high maka people in Britain, and they wanted it to be something that they could serve along with wine, and so they would call it barley wine. So that it was kind of, highbrow. It was, the top stuff. So I don't know if it was actually a mistake, but it sounds from the history that I've read, they would make it specifically as a beverage for aristocrats and people that had money to serve along with wine or in place of wine at a meal. So kind of an interesting history on it. Now, another thing that I did glean also is that one of the English producers, is it Bass? Bass numbers their beers, and what they do is that their barley wine is numbered 1. So Bass number 1 is their barley wine. And how they number the beers is that, so when they mash their grains, the first beer to market as barley wine was Bass number 1. Yes, excellent. So what they would do is that they would mash their grains, and so the first runnings of the grain, the first liquid that they would pull out of it, go to the barley wine. And so that would have the highest amount of sugar. So when it ferments out, it would be the highest alcohol content. Then the next batch that they would run through those grains would be number 2, number 3, and so on. And obviously it would get weaker as far as alcohol content as it goes down because there's not enough sugar to make it up. So kind of interesting history. Very cool that they were the first marketed or first produced one. I would like to try. I think Anchor has another one that's been around for a long time. Nice to see Nicole Whitty joined us here. So,
and Gunnar, from what I'm reading right now, I guess it's the amount of wheat to the mash bill distinguishes the difference between the different alcohol contents of the wine, barley wine.
Beer.
Yeah. So that's a little tidbit. I gotta eat.
All right.
See you, buddy.
Another
I'm hungry. Fat kidney.
thing about barley wine is, so when from what I've read, and this is all kind of gleaned off the internet and old articles and that kind of stuff, but when Anchor released their barley wine, I don't know if it was the Liquor Commission or whoever, they approached them and said, well, people are going to get confused with your beer called barley wine and wine, even though it was, it's sold in bottles like this. And so what they did was they agreed, they changed the name to Barleywine Style Ale, which is why a lot of like Bigfoot, it says Barleywine Style Ale right on the bottle, because whoever it was afraid that people would get it confused with regular, grape wine.
Well, I think for the audience out there, I mean, there definitely is a misconception. I know that two things, a couple folks that I talked to about the show and said, hey, this is what we're going to be tasting. Everyone's like, barley wine, that's disgusting. And, I think that, one of the benefits of shows such as this and some other live stream shows that are going on is, you gotta kind of take it with a grain of salt. And, to Gunnar's point, and as well as myself, I would not normally choose to try barley wine. And in fact, I will say to you that initially, prior to this show, my experience with barley wine was very minimal, if nothing at all. So I think my first couple ABV high, yeah. Right. No, exactly. I mean, it's like, for example, I mean, to your point, Gunnar, you talked about the application. I mean, yeah, this could be, an after, an out praise, an after dinner beer, those kinds of things where it's not like very bloating or very full. And what do they call them? Aperitifs, those kinds of things, like a port. I don't know. But, I think that, as I said, if I were to add barley wines to my repertoire, I probably would not be consuming them fairly regularly, to Red Flag Dan's point about the ABV being pretty high. And, again, it's definitely not a style of beer that I think if you're going to be consuming, you're going to drink, I guess we talked about this in a good number of shows, like socially, like there's just no way. I think that if I were to finish this bomber, I probably would be on the floor. Yeah, no, I mean, it's like I'll finish this and I'm good. But as I said, and the funny thing is, if you go back in some of the replays, Gunnar, with the Imperial Stouts, I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, you don't sit down and say, I'm going to polish off a dozen Imperial Stouts. I mean, it just doesn't happen. So, I mean, I think if you move into the here at the East Coast anyway, the colder temperatures, the darker beers, the stouts, the porters, the barley wines. I mean, this is something I clearly could see, kicking back in front of a nice roaring fire and just chilling out after a nice, good day playing out in the snow or whatever. Right. So,
no. Well, and I think that's kind of what they're almost meant for is, like you said, after hanging out in the snow or even going for a long bike ride or something, and you have nothing else to do. The day is done. You just want to relax. and sip on a barley wine. I can see that totally. But yeah, it's definitely not something that you're going to take to the trailhead and after you get done shredding the course, you're going to slam one or two back. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Would it be good at room temp? Rush Miller or Eric is asking if it would be good at room temp. I believe that they are generally supposed to be served a little warmer than even like some stouts.
Yes.
So from what I've seen, probably mine was a little too cold because it kind of, as it warms up, it releases a little extra flavors and that type of stuff. So
yeah, when like I said, when I was when I was sampling the Naked Dove, the gal had said, ultimately room temperature is better. The other thing though too is the feedback that I was gathering is it helps you to better taste and enjoy the flavor and the body and the bouquet. I mean, it's like the obvious. You don't drink ice cold Guinness, those kinds of things. Again, for clarification, I mean, barley wine doesn't even remotely fall into that same category. But I think that, as far as being able to enjoy the beer, Gunnar, that's a great point, in the audience, definitely good for keying in on that. Absolutely. You want to make sure that it's not ice cold. Like, I don't think that I would like barley wine if it was ice cold. I think it'd be nasty. In fact, on a completely different tangent, here in upstate New York, one of the big things is kind of, I don't know if you've ever had ice wine, but man, it's like just brutally sweet. And I mean, I tried it for the first time, a while back, and I'm not a big fan of ice wine, but again, it's just a whole different, palate. But
right.
So yeah, no, I think that for the audience out there, if you've not had a chance to give barley wines a try, I mean, there's a number of folks now. And as far as seasonal, like I see Red Flag Dan, he threw up Liftbridge. I've had some stuff from Liftbridge, actually very good. I'll have to look into that. I don't know. I mean, you said what Sierra Nevada made one. Naked Dove, yes. I had one.
Summit, Sierra Nevada, Anchor Brewing makes one. I think Rogue makes one that's supposed to be really well known. And I'm not sure who else. I mean, I think Nicole Woody threw up a link to Empire Brew makes one.
Okay.
A lot of, and here's where it comes in, is that because it's seasonal, a lot of breweries make them, but you probably won't find them unless it's in season.
Right. Right.
Breweries will release in different times, but I think around now, winter time is around the time that they usually come out.
Hey Gunnar, Jim is heading to San Diego. What was that a while back, or a couple shows? What was the website that you had? You threw up the link. I don't remember. I beg your pardon. For audience, because that Jim, that would be a great site for you to take a look at. It was, you could plug in the style of beer that you're looking for, where you're going, but that is a great web link for the audience as well. And I don't know, Gunnar, if you could share that out, that'd be great.
Let me search for it, because I know I remember it.
And young Idealist says, drinking a Stone Reunation right now, loving double IPAs. That's a good one. In fact, I want to get you. Hey, Steve, if you could pop in, that'd be great to have you in here. That could be a really good topic for a future show, double IPAs. In fact, I did actually see a couple of those earlier tonight, if you got a chance. So again, young idealist, Mr. Steve. Hey, science, math instructor, lover of cyberpunk sciences, student of neuroscience. If you get a chance, here he comes. Come on in.
All right, and I found that link. It's called Sika Brew, and so that gives you an idea of what's distributed in every state, and you can actually click on the state map and see what's distributed there, and then you can also compare that to another state and see, okay, well, this is beer that I can or can't get in my state that is available there. And that does make traveling a little easier. So if you want to try beers, it's a great way to do it.
Awesome.
Hi, Steve. How's it going?
Not too bad. Like I said, Ruination right here.
Nice.
I've been taking an interest in Goldens and IPAs for like the last 6 months or so, and yeah, really liking what I'm finding. I didn't even realize like beer like this existed.
Nice.
So again, Steve, obviously, is just to preface. I mean, I know myself and Gunnar. I mean, we're big IPA fans. What double IPA now? No, what is Again, I may have had one. I don't know what's the difference between double IPA and a standard IPA.
I think they're usually very similar, but the flavor for an IPA is like higher on the bitter scale. Like I'm not like. I keep like there's the bitterness scale that they give you, but and that's more like overall strength of flavor. But I keep wanting to discern the difference between like bitterness because it's strong flavor versus bitterness as in that sensation you get in the back of your tongue that says this is poison.
Right.
I'm not a fan of the latter, but strong flavor is something I really love.
Well,
right.
Because
on that hi, Mohammed. How's it going?
Hey, Mohammed. How you doing? Welcome.
What's up?
That a lot of times so let me jump in real quick here. So double IPAs generally are more alcohol volume, more ABVs, because they brew it with more malt content, and then because it has more malt content, they generally hop it more. But where you get that difference between the hop flavors that you're talking about versus the hop bitterness that you feel in the back of your throat, there's two components to that. So there's the actual hop variety. So some hops are more bittering or more piney in flavor, and then there's hops that are more fruity and more aromatic.
Mm-hmm.
And then where they put that in their when they're brewing or boiling their beer, when they put it in. So if they put the hops in early and boil it for a long time, you're going to get a lot more of the bitterness. Whereas if they put the hops in later in the boil, or dry hopping it, and you'll probably see those terms later on, dry hopping or wet hopping, fresh hopping. A lot of times those are going to be a lot more aromatic because the it's not boiled into the beer. It's a different part of the hop oils that are released. And yeah, Nicole Woody can jump in too. She says, right, they add more malt to the balance all the hops. Yeah.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Eric, you just said he threw up a link there that cruxfermentation.com. Their double IPA is 13% or better. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty.
I'll need to try one of those.
That's hot.
Yeah, no. Well, I think there's a fine line here. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, again, it's like as far as the ABV of a beer, I mean, it's tolerable. But I think you get to that point where Eric had mentioned it earlier, and I think Red Flag Dan had talked about it earlier. I mean, it's how many of these things can you really drink? I mean, in one sitting. I mean, if you think about the ABV being through the roof, I mean, 13%. I mean, good grief. I mean, if you drink one or two, good luck with that. I mean, it's crazy.
Right. Well, and Jonah, I think I don't know which blab it was, but I think you had was it Hoptimum? Hoptimum
Yep.
by Sierra Nevada.
Yep.
I think that was a double IPA.
Right.
And so that definitely would have been a little higher in ABV and definitely a lot hoppier, again, to balance it all out. And that's the trick too. Breweries, when they come up with these recipes, it's all about balance. So when they have something that's high alcohol, they got to try to balance it with hops and the malt flavor to kind of maybe not hide, but kind of keep that alcohol from being the forefront flavor.
Well, we may have to put that on the list of shows topics to talk about. I like it. So
No, yeah. I love IPAs and double IPAs. I mean, again, like Jonah was saying earlier, definitely one of my go-to styles. I mean, I generally, if I go to a store, I'll pick IPA or double IPA a lot of times, more often than not. So having a show like this where we pick a barley wine or something different is good for expanding the palate, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
No, I also saw, yeah, HCHCA says I drank 3 of those and I'm freaking done. Yeah, I bet. I mean, anything that high ABV, you're done is right. One of the other things though, also, as far as other possible topics, as far as double IPAs, one of the other things I was talking about, I saw today at AJ's Beer Warehouse was, you were mentioning sours. And that's another realm of interest that I would like to maybe potentially look at, as far as some other options. I mean, not the double IPA doesn't entice me, but I definitely have not tried sours, and in fact, I did see a couple different versions when I was out looking for barley wines this evening. So it does strike me, being interesting. As Steve, have you tried sours at all?
Yeah, I've been trying some sours, and for some reason, the first one that I tried, not having ever heard of sours before, I thought this was something really interesting that I wanted to get into. But ever since, I've only been exposed to sours that are so strong that it gets to that point where I almost want to say the sourness becomes something a little more like a cheesy kind of flavoring. I could kind of imagine if I had the right thing to pair with it, it would do fine. But there's like a difference between biting into a lemon and getting something that's just got a kick, I guess.
Right. Well, and that's that's kind of part of the trick too, is that the difference between pairing beers with like a meal, a dessert or something like that. If you have, sours pair, and I don't know what sours pair with, but say, sours pair with, I don't know, lemon meringue pie, and you eat it together versus, well, I'm going to go out and try sour beers and just drink them, you're going to get a different experience. So it is kind of, I haven't had too much experience with sours myself, although I think the last one I had, it was in a can. It was a canned beer, and I think it was, I'm trying to find it, I think it was called Here Ghosts Nothing by Distill Brewery. And that was actually a good sour. One of the first sours that I kind of enjoyed.
Yeah, actually, Nicole Woody just put it up. Distill Brewery, she said they do a wild sour series, and they do a metal brewery sour collection. That sounds really good. I don't even know. It's interesting. I got to see if that's something that is available. Yeah, no, awesome. No, Nicole, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
I just wanted to say, when it comes to things that I tend to like that are sour in nature or tart, I kind of like things that go in the direction of, say, blueberry kind of a flavor of tart. Anything really beyond that, like biting into a lemon, it's hard for me to really enjoy it. Although it could just be that I'm really only now breaking into that sort of that arena of flavor, and who knows if I just might over time start to like the more very sour.
Well, I think and it's funny, Steve, you bring up a good point. I think the first experience that I've had with any type of beer that has been integrated with fruit, I think was like Hoegaarden, where it was like served with like a wedge of lemon, and that was quite a while back. And I was like, this is odd. I don't see myself, enjoying, beer with lemon, but again, it was a very cloudy wheat style beer, which we can talk about it at another time. But I really did enjoy that. And then obviously you see these other variations like Shock Top and Blue Moon or whatever, and then that became the craze to drink beer with an orange. And to your point about the tartness, I'm zoning in right with what you're saying with like blueberries versus lemons, and
and the citrusies. I mean, I definitely think there's a fine line. So as far as the sours go, I think that might be a little bit of hit and miss to try to dial in the right one, based on your point with, the palate of preference. So, that's some good feedback, and, certainly something to think about.
Right. Well, and I think you touched upon a good thing too, is that palates change, and so I'll just talk about my experience. Was that so? The first time I tried something like a real IPA that was really hoppy, I tried it and I was like, I don't know how people can drink this. I get this pine taste in my mouth, and it's sticking with me, and I don't know if I enjoy this, and and I kind of stayed away for a little while more, and then I started researching a little bit of what I was tasting in an IPA, and then that kind of gave me, I guess, the vocabulary to kind of know, okay, well, this is not all IPAs are exactly the same. And then there's different flavors going on because of the different hop profiles and that type of thing. And then it kind of helped that I knew what I was tasting for in a beer. And then I was able to taste the differences between those particular beers. So now, you can tell, well, this IPA is piney and it has a resiny taste to it versus this, this fresh squeeze tastes like strawberries. And so I can kind of discern that and be able to get a takeaway from that. So palates do change, and also as you start to explore more, you kind of know what you're tasting. And so the same can be said with sours. As you research it more, then you can kind of say, okay, well, not all sours are over the top sour and bitter. And then, some of them have more of a fruity taste, or some of them may have more of a yeast taste to it.
If I may, another sort of side topic to this discussion, if you guys want to bring it up or maybe even do a thing with it. I don't know. I've just been curious lately with all of these beers that I've been trying, and some of them kind of just making it, and some of them being a little too bitter for me. I'm curious what the effect would be of magic berries. Have you ever heard of those before?
No, what are those?
They're these berries that, or they're just like called magic berries, but what they do is you could eat the original berry, or maybe some kind of a chewable or something that you can buy on the internet, that basically what it does is it blocks your taste receptors for sour and bitter. And so you could bite into a lemon and it would taste sugary, because that's all the flavor that you're actually sensing.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going. So then it'll kind of mask a certain flavor so that you can taste other things in it. That would be kind of interesting. That actually would be interesting to kind of experiment and see. And I'm sure that's part of what's going on with food pairings, is that when you have something with a certain flavor and it either accentuates or masks certain flavors, then all of a sudden you're tasting different things. So I don't know. I think that's pretty interesting.
Nice. All right. Well, hey, Gunnar, listen. I got to sign out for the night. It's been awesome. Again, Steve, hey, thanks so much for jumping in. Appreciate your feedback, and everybody else. As I said, Jonah DiPasquale, co-host of Craft Beer Blab. Definitely a great show. Hopefully you guys have had a great night. And don't forget, every Tuesday nights, you know where to find us. You can give me a follow on Twitter at Jonah DiPasquale. Otherwise, Gunnar, great job, man. I'm going to be signing off. Great pour-off. Exactly.
No problem. Yeah, great time. I just want to remind everyone, next week, same time, I just put up the link. I think we're going to do session ales. So whatever session ale anyone can find, bring it, and we'll have a taste off, and maybe we'll have another round of pour-off. I don't know. We'll see.
Redemption. Definitely redemption. All right, guys, I'm out. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.
Thanks.
Gunnar.